Welcome to Nintendo Key Channel. I am Danny. I'm very excited today. I got these two packages and it's quite interesting, especially if you're into Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for Nintendo Switch. If you're like me, I'm usually preferring to use the GameCube controller to play any Smash Bros. Game, especially after Super Smash Bros. Melee over to the modern day. What's interesting about this controller is if you were interested in GameCube or you played a game controller in the past, they're all wired control for the most part. This one here are wireless and they do support for Nintendo Switch. You can see there are two different colors here. This is a black and it's a gray. There's also other colors available as well as a purple, there's a gold, and there's a silver. So up to you, you can choose whichever color is your fancy. But I'm going to show you guys a package here to get an idea of what to expect when you get the package yourself. So this one is the black controller, and you can see on the front box the actual style of the controller. It's very reminiscent of the original GameCube controller, but of course with addition of a lot of other buttons. I'll get more to it in a second. On the side panel here, you get a nice image of the controller with different buttons, and this on the back side, you do see a description of the various buttons that's available, so you gotta get a preview of that. I'll go through it. A little bit description, very important though. It says GameCube controls are widely known as the best way to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, pull off precision attacks with octagonal gated sticks. That's why most people of the competitive scene prefer the game controller with that nice feel of those sticks right there. One thing to a quick note, it does not support HD Rumble, IR, or Amiibo. So just like the original game control, it doesn't have that support, but you're playing this for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for the most part, and you don't really need those options. So no Amiibo, no HD Rumble, and IR sensors. And the side panel here to finish it off, another great image of the controller. So you're wondering, why am I showing this if there's those limitations? But there's actually a big reason to get these controllers. I'm gonna open these two up, show you guys what it's about, and just crack it open. All right, so I got everything out of the package. This is everything that you get, especially if you get one of the colors, this is what you get. It'll just give you one sample. It does include a AA battery and an instruction manual. In case you're wondering how to use it, it's all there. So these are the two, black and a gray. They're very nicely looking. They also have all the exact same buttons as a game controller. Just want a quick mention, I'll put the gray one on the side for a second. I want to bring in the Nintendo Switch Pro controller and the Nintendo GameCube controller. The reason why I want these to have it here is a good way to explain to you guys that the game controller, obviously the design is inspired by it, and the Nintendo Switch Pro controller is what a lot of buttons are represented here. So this is wireless and this is wired. If you merge these two controllers, you get this controller. So that's a quick, easy explanation. I think you guys get the idea and a good point on that. So a good look at the controller itself. You can see a minus, plus, a photo capture button, and a home button. So this one you can actually sit in a distance away. You can turn on your Nintendo Switch or put it on sleep mode just by holding down that button, capture photos. Quick note is the analog stick here. It feels very good. I would say it feels quite similar to a original game control. The only thing is it's a bit raised, so it's a little higher, not by much. So just want to quick point out, it does click. Unlike a real game controller, it doesn't do that. The directional button is a full-size directional pad here. So if you have big hands, this may be a good advantage to you versus original game controller. The C stick is a bit, I'll be honest with you guys, it's a little bit slippery for my taste, but it's fully functional and it does work. So just note that there. The A, B, Y, and X button are in the same position as the original game controller. Feels great. It has a nice shiny look just like it as well. Only thing is it's a bit clickier than I'm used to, and it does take a bit more distance to press down, if you guys get the idea. So it takes a bit time to press all the way down to activate a button versus original game controller. On the top side here, give a quick look, is this is L, R, I should say this is ZL and the ZR button. So they does represent just like an original Pro controller. Unlike the original game controller, only have this button on this side here, the Z button. But the thing is, these analog sticks here doesn't exactly work as an analog stick. It looks like one, but does not function as one. So if you were just a quick comparison, you would literally have to press it all the way down to a clicking feeling there. You see a clicking sound? That's when the button will be activated. So unlike the original game controller, you would literally have analog control if you were playing Super Smash Bros. Melee, just an example, to use your shield, you actually have different degrees of using that shield. But in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, you did not need to use analog depression for it. You would literally just have to press on the button. So it was a very interesting design choice that they did. So you really have to put more time into activating that shield because you have to have that click there. Versus if you were playing Super Smash Bros. Melee, that you have a degree of control of that shield. So very interesting. That's up to you how to decide if that's for you. Just to finish it off here, it does have the button on top. That's where you pair it or sync it to your Nintendo Switch when you activate it. On the back side, you're greeted with this panel here. This is where put your battery in. It does take 2 AA batteries, and you would have to update your system to version 6.0 or later to use it. Quick information there. This is just information about the controller itself. So you can take a look at that. The controller is very comfortable and it feels just like a game controller. You can see the LED light indicators here. If you play 1, 2, 3, or 4, it does again take 2 AA batteries and it lasts about 30 hours. And that's really nice. It can last you for a bit. So I was able to try this controller out with various Nintendo Switch games, and they work pretty well. Only thing is since it's using a GameCube style buttons as A, B, Y, X in this orientation, it may not be optimal in what you're playing. But in terms of games like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it feels very nice. Splatoon 2 works quite well because it does support motion control versus the original game controller. That is not an option. Another big advantage of using this controller that I was very surprised is the fact that you didn't have to use this GameCube adapter to connect it to your Nintendo Switch. This is totally wireless. You can play it, put it on the table, the system, and then pair it up and not use any kind of adapter like this. This you would need to connect it to your Nintendo Switch dock. So that's a great advantage. Downfall of this controller, for me, in my opinion, is the slippery feel of the C stick. That's a little bit more slippery than my taste. The plastics, if you compare it to the original, is not as high quality. Not to say it's bad, but if I had to compare side by side and touch it in hand, I would say the controller that's made by Nintendo directly is a bit better, but it's still rock solid. I think it's will take a bit of a beating, but that's I guess the only limitation unto that. But you guys decide on that. I think it's still a great option if you're looking to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate or possibly various other games on the system wirelessly with this style. They got the attention to detail of the look, the feel pretty well, and I give props to PowerA to do it. And it is officially licensed product by Nintendo, so you're getting a product that they sponsor, and it works quite well. If you think this episode was very helpful, I appreciate a thumbs up. Leave me down below in the comments, what are your thoughts of these controllers? Are you interested in getting them? And you know, they could be a great option. I'm Danny at the Nintendo K channel. Consider subscribing for more episodes like this. Don't forget to hit that bell button, and I'll see you in the next episode.